There are things about directing your indie feature, whether it's your first film or your fifth, that nobody says out loud. And I'm going to say them. My name is Nicki Micheaux. I am a filmmaker, producer, and an actor based in Los Angeles. My debut film, Summer of Violence, premiered at ABFF in 2022. It won Best Picture at the DTLA Film Festival and Outstanding First Feature at Tallgrass. I made it independently with no studio backing as a single divorced mom living in LA. I'm telling you that not to I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to let you know that everything I'm about to share, I learned the hard way. There was no shortcuts. There's no nepotism, no safety net, just figuring it out. All right, so let's get into it. Question number one, what's the biggest misconception new directors have going in? I think the biggest misconception directors have going in is that, maybe that it's about control, that you're going to come in, you're going to say all these things and point, and because you always see pictures of directors pointing, and even when you're making your promo package, there should be a picture of you pointing because it's like directors are in control. But really, it's all about clarity. Your job is to protect the story, not manage the chaos. Hopefully you've got great team, great producers, great AD team who are managing the chaos so that you can protect the story and capture it. That is your job. It's not about, you're not controlling the set, you're not really pointing everyone around. It's really just about protecting the story and making sure that you get everything you need to tell the story. That's what's on set. I think the other misconception that directors have is there is a lack of understanding about the amount of work you need to do in prep. I like to think of this like direct the movie in your head, get it down on paper, storyboards, visual images, whatever you need to do to express that story and explain it to the team. Really, your whole job is communication. That's your entire job. But if you don't prep, it's hard to communicate because you haven't really fully formed the idea. What do I wish I had known about working with actors before my first feature? This is an interesting question. I think it's interesting for directors to think about how you're going to work with actors. Having been an actor and worked with so many directors, I think the only thing I wish I had known was not everybody wants to rehearse. And it breaks my heart because you really need to rehearse with the cast so that they can get in the flow of it, in the rhythm of it. So that on the day, you don't have to deal with 1,001 questions or confusion or lack of preparation. You just want to make time for your actors so they can feel safe with you and open it up for questions, because it's not always that actors don't want to rehearse. When you're working on an indie, you can't afford to pay them to rehearse. So there's that kind of constriction. Now, if you can find cast that's willing to work with you, I don't even think you can. I think it's like against SAG rules. So it's tricky. It's really tricky, but you want to carve out that time to work with the actors as much as you can before you get on set. What did nobody tell me about the business side of directing? I think the hardest part coming into directing when you're also doing it independently, which means you're wearing a lot of hats. So I was producing, I was directing, my name was on all the bank accounts, I was the lead, I was the head financier, I guess, because I raised all the money. I think what no one told me was I never really knew how to take off one hat to go to the other hat. So I think the biggest thing is figure out, here's what I'll tell you, find a really good producing partner. I was so blessed to have a really great team, great producers, so that I could let all of that stuff go and direct the movie, because you can't get away from the business side, but you have to carve out time. Even in prep, your job is to tell the story. Your producer's job is to be a producer and put it all together and make it amazing and deal with the money and and try not to get into that. If I could say anything, no one told me that I was going to be zip-zawing back and forth. I was just, you're just doing what needs to be done. But I'm going to tell you, you're producing, you got the money, you're the director, maybe you even wrote the script. I did all the jobs. Maybe you're even acting in it. Find your lane. Find your lane for whatever phase of production you're in. You need to time block your time, then time block your time. From this hour to this hour, I'm doing producing stuff. But for the next 8 hours, I'm only doing my directing prep. Like, block your time and be vicious about it, because everything's going to start to sink into it, and you won't have time to do what you need to do. Because trust me, if you show up on set and you haven't finished whatever you need to do in prep, or visualize something with the story, or find time to talk to that actor about this thing, you have to talk about it on set, and time is not your friend on set. It's just not. So you have to become a time master in prep. And if you're doing all the things, fine, but do them in chunks. Time block. If you could, let it go. Once you get the money in place and everything's set up, get a producer on board and check out of that whole section. Just do directing prep, just do that. I wish someone had told me that, because that's what I'm going to do on my next film. if I can. So here's an interesting question. This is question number 4. What does being ready to direct actually mean? And when do you feel ready? I mean, you're never going to feel ready to direct because you are not ready. You're not ready because whatever you're trying to do is bigger than what you did before. And so you're going to be stretching yourself. So my first little shorts, I wasn't ready because I had never done a short. Well, then after I did the short, well, now you want to do something a little more complicated or you want to do a feature. And so I did a really great coming of age, character driven piece. But now, oh, I feel like I want to do a little action. You're never ready. You just keep going. I honestly feel like that's a question that you should just let go of. Directing the project, whatever mission you're on, prepare yourself to the best of your abilities and you'll be fine. Prepare, 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 prepare. Readiness is being prepared. And the other thing you can do is practice. Practice, 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 practice. But don't let worrying to be ready stop you. Because as a woman, we have all these invisible qualifiers like, oh, I'm not ready. Because so many people are telling you you can't. You need to take care of the kids. You need to do all these things except make this art that you have got to put into the world. So I'm going to tell you, let that go. You're ready. As one of the things I really love what James Cameron said, I think it was James Cameron, either James Cameron or Robert Rodriguez, one of these great directors said this, you know, you put your name on a business card, right? Director, you're a director. So you're ready. Just make a decision. I think the biggest thing that gets in the way of being ready is like this whole hemming and hawing thing. Make a decision, do the work, and have fun. What's one piece of advice you'd give a new director that nobody else is saying? One piece of advice that I would give a director, I don't know, that no one is saying, I feel like. Oh, you know, I would say don't be afraid to make projects that are not your goal in a way to get better at the craft. Don't be afraid to do something just for the sake of craft. There's a craft to directing. Everything isn't your passion piece. Get good at being a part of a team. Your ability to be a good part of a team is going to help you be a better leader. And it's going to help you be clearer in communication because you're going to know what it's like to have it run through you. And the more you do it, the more you work at your craft, the better you're going to get at it. It's not that I'm saying don't do your passion piece, but I'm saying also do other things, work on other people's projects, help out as a director. You know, what can you do to be a part of other things that aren't always like the big dream piece so that you can improve your skill set. If you found any of this useful, please subscribe. I do director's commentary. I do scene breakdowns, real talk about what's really going on in the business. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Was any of this helpful for you? Or do you have another idea that maybe directors should know before they do their first film, or things that you found out the hard way? Share it below, and I'll see you next time.